It's Patch and Butley. It's Butley and Patch. It's Buttatch.
I think you did that wrong.
Did I? Oh.
Don't ever do that again.
Well, I couldn't do it the other way. I already did that once.
So you were going to intro. Was that
I was.
it?
Sorry.
Hey everyone, we're
Hi.
playing Civilizations 5.
I'm so used to you introing. I'm sorry. This is a very Australian crossover where I play Australia and we're crossing over with a bunch of random things from all over pop culture references and video games. We've already met the Skaven from Warhammer, Asgore from Undertale, and Simba from The Lion King.
Yay,
and we will meet some more, which is why this video goes 30 minutes. And hopefully lots of other interesting things happen. The spoilers, it's Civs. No,
What?
some stuff happens.
Things happen.
Yeah, in a general sense. I guess the important thing is I'm playing Civs. Oh yeah, fair dinkum. That's my religion. That's Aussie.
I love it. Anyone not from Australia watching this it's just like, what does that even? I don't get it. What is it?
Really? I thought that was something the whole world knew Aussie said. Because, I mean...
Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to understand what sort of Aussie slang kind of words get out of Australia. I have no idea. I don't know what the rest of the world knows. Like, in the old days, you used to be just like, people just know Crocodile Dundee. So
Yeah.
everything he says, everyone gets. The rest, no. I don't know these days.
That being said, I don't actually know if any Aussie I've ever met has said fair dinkum outside of like a political campaign.
What? I've said fair dinkum before.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
You
I don't
Aussie,
say a lot of
you.
these things often, but
Stone the
I
crows.
can't believe that you did not go with monasteries or cathedrals.
I know, they're so powerful, but I decided I'd go with a very Australian theme of happiness and farming. In peace, in times of peace. Because God knows, Australia's never been in a war before.
Yeah.
We get the participation medal for wars. That's about it.
Just laughing. It's like, you're teetering on the edge of political. Let's not go there.
I guess so.
Like, well, there's no comment I can make that's appropriate. And like, we haven't been in a war that's really served us. Like,
I don't know. There was a couple of world wars. They were kind of relevant.
yeah.
Anyway. Where were we?
Anyway.
So yeah, we're
playing
in...
There's 5.
Because
Yeah.
Civ 6, we played Civ 6 a little bit. We got pre-order, and we
The
played it.
newly released Civ 6.
Yeah.
You guys convinced me that's what happened.
We-
I
we-
was like, no, no. And you
Well-
was like, but we can play as a team. It'll be great. And I'm like, well, I do enjoy socializing on Civs.
In all fairness, what really happened was we've been playing Civs since Civs 4. Big fans of Civs 4. It was a great game. Civs 5 came out. Wasn't a perfect game, but a couple of expansions later it was, pretty fun. But on release, Civs 5 wasn't very good at all. Civ 6, we kind of hoped that on release it would have learned the lessons from Civ 5. And
It looked like a complete do-over, right? The
Yeah.
art style changed. They had a lot of new ideas. The jump from Civ 4 to Civ 5 was significant, but it looked like the jump to Civ 6 was larger.
Yeah, and it looked like they were fixed, like, a lot of the things that were not so good in Civ 5, they were either getting rid of or improving in Civ 6. And we're kind of excited for it. And then it ended up being really bad. Not unfixable, just very poorly made, so to speak. I don't know, that's...
The problem is perspective, right? So
Yeah.
we're going to go on the record and say that we don't enjoy the game.
Oh,
And it's
definitely.
kind of poor for a lot of reasons. And we're probably going to go into that. And the next thing you'll do is go look for another opinion from someone else on YouTube. and you'll probably get someone who's been streaming it, who's sitting down there going, yeah, this is fun, oh, look at me do this. And look, there's an element to it where if you're sitting there and you're just chatting to people and enjoying your time on stream and you're trying to like optimize your build paths and things like that, it's still decent in that regard. There's certainly an element of, you know, learning to put your districts down, learning to get your resources, your science and your culture at the right time, and timing the eureka moments and things like that. Like, that element is always that one turn more Civs mentality that everyone remembers. But it's all like the rest of the stuff that wears you over time.
Well, what's a good... I actually don't think like anyone is happy with it right now, to be honest. Maybe not as bad as you know, like some of the other things that have come out, like No Man's Sky. But really, the people who play Civs competitively, the game's just
That's
a mess.
definitely the wrong word.
No, there are people who do play competitive Civs. People who play multiplayer for fun with friends. You can't play on a team right now, which is what we did. We played
co-op multiplayer.
Yeah, we played with friends, and we can't do that
pretty
anymore.
Much almost refunded my game on the spot when I couldn't play co-op multiplayer.
Yeah, and just lots of other little things. One of the problems, just there's lots of little bugs that make it so, I don't know, the game's basically a mess. You can get infinite money in multiple different ways.
So we were saying, so major bugs. If we start, the most major of bugs is the first turn deity win.
Oh yeah.
That's easy. Do you want to explain that or me?
No, you open the game, you set score victory, you set it to 1 turn, you settle your city and end the turn, and then you win deity.
Doesn't matter how many AI, doesn't matter anything else, you just won. You have the best score and that's it. You get all the achievements. Goes in your record as, hey, I can win deity.
Yep. That being said, our friend War Lemming, who you'll probably never meet, he went on to play deity in a regular sense and beat it just fine. Which is something none of us have ever done before. We've never beaten deity. And he did it just, you know, on a map. He just did it.
And keep in mind, like, this is still within a few weeks of release. Like, none of us are experts. We've certainly played a lot, but... or, you know, we've played to learn, but none of us are experts. So beating deity this soon without, like, you wouldn't say we've really invested all our time into it either.
No.
I know that War has played a little bit more, but, you know, he will get better at the game the more he plays it still.
Yeah.
Wow, you were getting wrecked in whatever that stat was.
Shiny? I'm not very good at catching those shinies.
So, it's hard to... I've said this before, it's hard to define what's a bug and what's poor design or what's just poor programming. They sort of overlap, I guess. So the biggest problem with the game is that, okay, so 2 points. There's really 2 ways to enjoy Civs, and one of them is single player, right? Going along like that, and the other is multiplayer, and you kind of make the game more difficult for yourself when you're playing multiplayer because you're sharing wonders and stuff, and it's easier for AIs to compete when they can gang up on one of you guys and stuff like that. And so if you don't work together a little bit, you can get wrecked by the AI. So multiplayer co-op is good. Multiplayer single, like singles and not teams, is really bad because having combat and war with each other is really, really bad. The turn-based system
in Civs 5 it was atrocious.
But it's no better in Civ 6. They haven't changed anything in that regard. And so you have to really play multiplayer co-op or single player to make it work. And the problem is, so there's no multiplayer co-op at all. So that whole aspect of playing this game with friends is gone. And if you're going to play multiplayer on opposite teams, you're not going to fight each other as much. So it basically becomes like 2 people playing a single player run against AI. And that brings you to the point, AI is really, like, the problem with the AI is they can't handle the amount of information they need to process to make decisions in this game. So for example, they designed districts. And the trick with districts is They give you a bit of a boost. They take up a tile, and depending on where you put them, if you get them on the right tiles, they give you more things. If you get them near, some of them have bonuses from being near wonders, some of them have bonuses from being next to resources or other districts, or basically town planning is not just, you don't just go one thing at a time, or you don't just pick out your luxury resources. You have to really go, I need to settle here because here's a list of things I can do, here's the districts I can have, or you need to say, my city is going to be something, it's going to be cultural, or it's going to be religious, and then you start planning out how to get the most religion, knowing which tiles will give you more religion from districts or buildings or a holy site or whatever. And the AI can't process all of that to make decisions. And when you turn up the difficulty, they don't get smarter, they just get more free resources.
Yeah.
And so if they're broken at the core and they can't make those decisions, they don't get that much harder when you go up in levels, because they're still so poorly optimized in terms of how they're building compared to you. So it just, and that really ruins it. Like, there's still fun to be had in the game, learning wise. You can still, there's eureka moments, so you can plan your tech tree and proc all your little boosts and bonuses and optimize your build queue and your research and your culture queue, your social policies. That's still there. That's still fun and still a challenge. And learning how to settle your cities, that's still interesting, and optimizing that side of things. But the element of actually playing against someone else, be it a friend or in co-op against multiple AI or just single player as an AI, it's really not there, and it really spoils the whole experience for mine.
Just to stop you there for a moment, just wanted to point out we have a Trireme, so we're actually going to start meeting other civs again. Also, this map has a really cool layout, which is something funny I can maybe talk about Civ 6.
Go.
There's a couple of times while playing, I've come across these giant mountain ranges, which are just a vertical mountain slope. They just stretch for miles. Sometimes no breaks in them at all. In one such game, I spawned in like a sort of a grassy, empty area, not many trees. To my north was tundra. To my south was desert. To my west was ocean, and to my east was just a wall of mountains. And this wall of mountains stretched, I don't know, it was like 20, 30 tiles up and down, and I couldn't expand or anything. Like, there was no good places to go, which was just a game I just quit. It was one of our multiplayer games, and I said, guys, I tried, but short of going over the ocean and finding new land, there's nowhere I can settle that's, anywhere close to decent. And that's just
I
bizarre.
have a similar experience in
Probably,
the same batch of creating multiplayer? I remember we restarted several times.
Yeah.
And some of it's just teething and learning. You make an early mistake, so we restart, so everyone gets a fair game. It's 4 of us trying to learn at the same time.
Yeah.
But
the music here is really great. I personally believe you should crank it up on your end. I'm gonna leave it as it is.
Okay.
you don't have to. I'm just.
I'm doing it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like this music.
So, I think we had a couple of situations. One where you got a really bad one. I think I got one that was equally as bad. I might have been trapped between mountain ranges and water all around, and then tundra below me, and the tundra was like no resource tundra, so I couldn't do anything. I think I remember that. I had to actually get boats and get overseas to try and, if I wanted to expand at all, and I couldn't.
By the way,
I get mountain ranges. I like the idea of mountain ranges, but
this was all planned. This turn, pop the Petra, pop, and the religious thing, getting guru ship because of all our treaties, and itinerant preachers because Australians love to travel. Sorry.
No, you're right.
It's just this stuff happening in the game, so it's.
Yeah, we're supposed to be watching the game a bit more and not always talking about that stuff.
Civ 6 is a disaster, and it's worth mentioning that. Wait, a quote from Indiana Jones? Just goes to show how often I built the Petra.
Sorry. So I guess what I'm thinking, if you are thinking of buying it, I wouldn't. Civ 6, really disappointed. They need to patch it. The AI is not smart enough, and there's other things like the game's not balanced either. Certain units are too strong. We were talking about not you and I, me and someone else. We were talking about the strength of the teams.
Oh
And
yeah.
I get that there's imbalance, and I think that's intentional, but the gap between the ones that aren't the top tier and the gaps and the ones that sort of are is huge. So it's not like, oh, okay, I'll play this one with a little disadvantage and see how I go. I'm playing this one with a little disadvantage. I can't, there's no way.
Yeah.
Except none of that matters because the AI is terrible. So
Well,
once you sort of get on top of it, you're sort of fine.
Well, our good friend Warlemming, he gets a lot of fun out of breaking games. So, something that's worth mentioning, he stumbled upon a tactic that was basically game ending. You take one of the leaders, they have this special unit that doesn't cost maintenance early on. You make those units non-stop, and you conquer everything. And that is the entire strategy. And that
It's
turned out...
Gilgamesh with the war carts.
Yeah.
And they're basically like better battering rams.
Well, they're early cavalry, I think they are. They're like cavalry
Okay.
before you can get cavalry. And yeah, they just break the game.
They have too much strength and too much health. Yep.
Too much speed as well. So you can reinforce your armies really quickly.
They don't have as much terrain penalty.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when you surround a city, units can't like spawn basically from that city. So you just swarm a city, completely surround it, and it's dead.
And because you keep like on the war march and their cavalry, they last for a lot of turns. So you can keep using them for a long, long time before your enemies can get anything technologically advanced enough to compete.
Yeah, and this is so bad, it has, like, I wouldn't say broken the multiplayer, but that's one of the reasons that you can't do multiplayer, is it's just that potent.
Just another thing, and you're like, it's technically probably not a bug, but it's definitely poorly designed.
Yeah, and then Egyptian chariot archers, they're just basically more expensive and slightly faster archers, even though they're replaced like cavalry or something, like the light horses. And it's like, why would you ever build them?
And there's other things, like Germany, I know, are really powerful because they get extra districts in their cities. And
oh yeah.
So when you're Germany, you wreck faces, you're untenable, and when they're Germany, they don't really know how to utilize that. And again, it's just another. It's annoying that they built such a discrepancy between the civs, and they also made the AIs be unable to handle it.
Yeah.
Wars, I've basically never had. You didn't get anything out of the scathing?
I just didn't want to be at war anymore. My city was on no health, and I was scared this barbarian spearman was coming to take it.
Yeah, you basically crikey, I lost my train of thought, and I'm the one who interrupted myself. That's terrible.
That's fine. This is more interesting than Civ 6.
I don't know. I've played so much Civ 5. I'm really kind of done with that too.
No, I hear you.
We're not getting on so well.
I mean, what's there to say? Like, Civ 6 just, it has too many bugs. There's a lot of ways to get infinite money. The AI can't play. There's teams where it should just completely ridiculously strong compared to others. And overall, it feels like the game came out way too soon. I was trying to figure out how far behind I was in science there. But yeah, it feels like...
But that's my thing, though. I mean, apart from... I don't know. I almost don't know if that's right. Like, I feel like a lot of this stuff is working by design. I mean, yeah, granted, the infinite money bits and pieces and the deity wins and that, but I feel like the civilizations being different levels of good and bad was deliberate. I guess, I don't know, it seems so weird that they haven't play tested it enough. Maybe that's what you mean, when it could have been
well, yeah, some of this
released
stuff
later.
I mean, some of this stuff is just text files that you can...
Well, it takes you like 1 or 2 games to realize hey, I'm finding all these ways to optimize my districts. The AI can't do it. Like, that doesn't take long to figure out.
But Butley, are you ready?
No.
Did you hear that coming into the station?
What?
What?
I don't know your obscure internet references.
It's okay, it looks like it's going to take a few turns. But then it'll be very clear what I'm talking about.
Okay.
You're welcome to guess.
Final Fantasy.
Oh man, I wish I had a Final Fantasy team. I should look up to see if there are any. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I was just trying to clear up bobs and stuff. No, we start meeting like a lot of teams in a row here.
Cool.
So, one of them is from a game we both spent a lot of time on. From way back when. One of them is something close to our childhood. And one of them, it needs no introduction. So,
oh, I'm anticipation.
You should be. These are great. It's any moment now. It might be next turn. That's why I slowed the conversation down.
You're right. This conversation was going nowhere.
Yeah.
Civ 6, like every other civilizations before it, will be great when they patch it or release like 3 new versions.
And you don't
Problem
necessarily...
is you'll have to probably buy those versions.
You don't necessarily want to hear just 2 people slam a game all time. Actually, I like this little city-state. You'll get a good look at it in a minute. It's an island. It's on its own island. And I was like, wow, that's cool.
Dun 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 dun. Trying to decide what you need.
I either go for education or engineering, because there's that river right next to the city.
Lighthouses.
I really did need lighthouses, and I didn't get them for a long time, because I needed the ability to embark on water.
Yep.
Is this one the island? No, sorry, it's another one that's the island place. Ah, come on.
Things are happening. You promised so much.
I'm sorry.
Delivered so little.
I know. I get my ass kicked by these barbarians and have to run away.
Yeah, it's generally exercise and kiting.
Yeah, I walked over and was like, oh no, there's another archer. Can't fight that. Oh yeah, and my religion was spreading. Fair dinkum will soon be brought to the Skavens.
I forgot that he had 2 cities.
Yeah, he's
His unhappiness. It's always a good indication that your unhappiness is high when you are looking at 100 turns plus to grow a city.
I looked at all the other cities before the video ends, like right before the video ends. I just go through them all. So
cool.
Until then, just to be like, yeah, look, this person's got this city, this person's got this city. It's a little showcase.
Warrior, run away.
What the? Oh, right. Trade routes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I remembered I put that guy on sleep.
Whoops.
Come on.
Wow.
I was having if at any point it looks like I'm just like clicking around randomly, it's usually because I'm looking for what and where I can build.
Settle. Yep.
Yeah.
I actually really like I feel like manually managing your boats is important.
Yeah.
Early on, because if you let them just go crazy, they just run into walls and stuff, and you're like, that was obviously a dead end. Stop wasting movement.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of Civ 6, units, when they get near barbarians, if they're on auto-explore, they will stop. They will stop entirely because they are in danger. It's so frustrating. They might be in perfect condition.
They used to do that, but the problem is the range of the danger now is greater.
Well, they used to do it when they got hurt. Now they do it like when they first encounter a barbarian. They go, oh no, there's danger. It's like, it's okay, auto-explore. No, there's danger. You have to order me what to move.
Holy hell. What the hell is that picture?
I know. I am actually terrified of this man. Every time I see him, because I've played a few games with Sir Topham Hatt in it, And every time I see him, I swear he's a warmonger. Yeah, he didn't want to be my friend.
What the hell is the Pious of Sodor?
I don't know.
I get the feeling that's like an in joke for the
It could be.
creators.
So we met Thomas the Tank Engine, the Nation.
Oh my god.
There we go.
And Bloodhoof. I should have known there'd be a Warcraft thing.
Yeah, you shoulda. So that's the game we've shared a lot of our time on, Warcraft, and our childhood being
Excuse me.
Thomas the Tank Engine. I don't know how big a part of our childhood it is, mostly because I can't remember anything like beyond a certain age.
I was big on Thomas when I was, excuse me, younger.
I remember we had all the books.
Definitely.
I remember we had the train track. That stuff was awesome.
The Brio.
Yeah.
That's coming back, man. You should.
Oh no, I want to get some.
Excuse me. Yeah, we were just flicking around the city the other day, and we saw a heap in some of the stores. It's crazy. It's all new, man. It has like swivel tracks and stuff. And, like have little bolts that let you move, like wiggles. Like ours was just wood, and you just made circuits. And
Yeah.
now it's like you can. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
No, I
It's
really
crazy what they're
I
doing.
had something I was going to say and then I completely forgot. But hey, at
Talked
least
you
we're
out of it.
banking a lot of gold now because I'm meeting all these city-states, so I'm getting enough
Pay for
gold
some
and I can...
hackers.
Yeah. Actually, I'm +8 right now. That's amazing. How did that even happen? Yeah, everyone is building lots of wonders, and I'm really worried at this point in the game that I'm behind.
Oh no! Why?
Oh, yes.
Why?
This one talks.
I'm not listening. This is so dumb.
What is this?
You must purge.
That one was just to make you angry.
Oh god. No way. They have pun names. Manhattan.
So
Did
good.
you deliberately add these guys?
Oh yeah, I did it
Alright,
just to
that's
make you
it.
angry.
I'm deleting you from my friends list.
Sorry,
Sorry guys. Game is over. Channel is over. GG.
Oh, here I was trying to look if I could bank my culture. You can set. There's a setting you can set to bank culture. But I think you
Pre-game,
have to.
isn't it?
Yeah, pre-game. I think you have to do it. So I had a look and I was like, oh damn, I must have missed
No,
my
actually,
opportunity.
I think you have to actually get a mod to do it in this one.
No, there is a way to do it. I've done it before
Okay.
because I was doing something very specific. I wanted to get commerce, but failing that, I just went with aesthetics.
Yeah. I
'Cause
would have just got tradition because you get like +3 culture for nothing.
Eh. Well, I kind of did want the great riders and things because we get prime ministers, which give special benefits. So
Okay, he's a lion spearman. I like it.
speaking
Well
of,
played.
we're going to start getting prime ministers soon, or at least our first. Oh no, sorry, I'm a liar. We don't get our first one until the video right at the end. So
Well, we're getting near the end.
We
5
are.
minutes to go.
we're very close.
So I wanted to.
That is all the spoilers,
if
by the
we-
way.
Yeah. So I wanted to say, let's do quickly then. What's good in Civ 6 because it's not all bad, and I think the thing is,
Will you accept my
don't
friendship?
do it.
I needed to get through for it to explore.
It's a
Will you
rip-off.
accept my friendship?
Yeah, you just hit the declare war button and then you can go through it completely.
I don't think I
Um,
can handle war with ponies.
Civ 6 has some cool stuff. So the districts themselves, they're cool. I think
They're
everyone
pretty neat.
agrees. The concept's fun. It helps you specialize. I think that was definitely a problem with previous games. Your cities there wasn't that much emphasis on the what am I gonna say? There's not much emphasis on like the uniqueness of each city. The hell is that?
I look at it in just a moment. It's actually something specific to the Skaven, but for some reason I can get it. I guess because we share a religion,
Yeah.
because they've got my religion in their cities by this point. So
Fair enough.
I was actually trying to find it. I think.
It's alright. Yeah, you're looking for it.
Yeah, I
There it
blanked.
is.
There it is. 33 science and bonus
Cool.
science from marshes and lakes.
It's pretty amazing. Not that good for you. Oh, you have a lake, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, it's plus 33% science regardless, so it's disgustingly strong. It's a university. Sorry, yeah.
Districts are good. You're
Yeah.
right. Just trying to nut a few things out so we don't end this on how bad everything is with Civ 6. There's good improvements.
Yeah.
Districts, cool. Definitely a lot of interest, definitely a lot of fun. The way civics work now, based on culture, not social policies anymore. You actually have like a proper civics tree, which I think is way better. The social policies tree was sort of too powerful, in my opinion.
I
Didn't
feel like
feel it at the time, but in reflection, it kind of determined how your game goes too much.
Yeah, it definitely needs a second swing to make that one a bit more refined.
Well, the civics are pretty good. There's a bit of, I mean, like all of it, first iteration of the tech tree and civics tree is a little bit imbalanced in certain ways, and but that's fine. They'll get that fixed up. They're pretty good at making changes to balance things out like that. They have eureka moments and inspiration moments, which are basically mini quests that
Yeah.
give you like a bonus to a particular tech or science or culture or civic based thing. So it's cool. It's like kill 3 barb camps and you get a boost to learning how to train spearmen or something like that. I know that's not one of them, but
Yeah.
you know, so that kind of stuff's cool. I personally think there's too much of it, but I can understand that most people enjoy that kind of thing, so that's a positive.
I mean, it's meant to just make it so you don't have to go hard into science or culture.
Well,
You
I
can
think
just
it's
sort of
meant
pick it
that
up.
if you properly manage right, you can really, really optimize your science and culture.
Yeah.
Like they're saying, it's not just get the most science points, win. They're saying you have to be smart about where and when you get your sciences and what you do in game. A lot of the things are based around, say, military or having certain things. So you can't just tunnel vision like science and science buildings. Like, you know what I mean? You have to, one's like get a holy city and that'll, so you have to take time out of building science to get a holy city and then you can get a bonus to your science later. So it's to stop you from totally tunneling down one path, which is kind of cool. The art style is a huge change, which is something a bit different. I think it got equal amounts of criticism and people who were saying it looks great.
Yeah.
I actually really don't play it. It didn't enhance or...
Oh, there's the Prime Minister. That's our cue for the game's about to end.
That's okay. Well, I'll wrap up anyway. You have obviously... Do you want to run a bit of an outro to the peoples?
Thanks for coming by.
Cheers.
See ya.